From the fun of children's theater to preventing bullying in school to some local students preparing an experiment for the International Space Station. With these stories and more, this edition of Connected Colorado is all about kids. At Aurora's Utah Pool. Childhood can be and should be a magical time. Through programs like the ones you're about to see, our schools and communities are helping kids to thrive. For instance, in Broomfield, little ones are getting a head start on learning with the Early Literacy Fair.
Today is the Early Literacy Fair. We've been doing this for several years every summer, and it is just a time for families with young children to come together and meet each other and to learn a lot of the early literacy skills that their kids will need to develop into good readers and kids ready to go to school.
We do the Early Literacy Fair to show parents how fun and easy it is to build literacy skills with their kids. Early literacy is something that any parent, any caregiver, grandparent can do at home with their child, and you don't need to buy toys, you don't need to spend money to build literacy skills with your kids.
Kids' jobs are to play. They learn everything through their play. So we provide activities where they can practice certain different early literacy skills.
Learning happens for children when you are doing one-on-one activities with them on the floor, where you're engaging them in talking, reading, writing, singing, and playing.
Say hi.
Many of the activities here at the library are made from things you can find in your recycle bin, and that's in the hopes that any parent who comes today can reproduce the activities to do with their kids at home.
We're having a great time. We brought our 3- and 4-year-old boys up, and they're really enjoying the literacy fairs. They're having a ball. They love it. They're getting a head start on literacy.
Well, this is all about getting ready for school and learning how to be your child's first teacher as a parent.
You need to just make a connection with your child and show them how important they are to you when you spend time together reading, talking, singing, playing, and writing to prepare your child for school.
I just love being a part of this because I see the glow in the kids' eyes and the glow in the parents' eyes. I think every parent wants to do the very best they can for their kids, but they might not know how to do that or just the good ways to do that. But it's just heartwarming to think that we're making a difference, especially within Broomfield, helping parents to understand how to best be their child's first teachers.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. This is our second year attending. You know, it gets our son involved in the library, other than just coming by once in a while for books.
It's a great way to bond with your children and build one of the most important skills with them, which is social and emotional development. Just loving your child, interacting with them, and showing them how important they are in your life. That's the best gift you can give your child.
From getting a boost on learning to getting a rocket boost into space, some students in Golden are working hard towards launching a hardy crew of dirt-loving wormonauts to the International Space Station. Yeah, wormonauts.
Can you have like all of those pulled up?
Huh?
Okay. Welcome to Mission Control at Bell Middle School in Golden, where these STEM 8th grade science students are teaming up on an out-of-this-world adventure.
And liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket and Dragon.
If all goes according to plan, these students will make space science history by flying their very own experiment into orbit. The payload, worms. Red wriggler worms, to be precise. Preparations for this flight of the wormonauts are non-stop. They're keeping their creepy, crawly space travelers moist under a piece of burlap, testing different soils to see what environments they might like best. The wormonauts will fly aboard a SpaceX Dragon supply ship for a trip to the International Space Station next April. These young researchers are getting help and guidance from 8th grade STEM science teacher Shayna Atzmiller, who explained the flight of the wormonauts is all about sustainability.
There's an interesting thing about waste disposal here on Earth and on the International Space Station. They actually send down all of their waste back down to Earth, and we then put them in our landfills. So we're trying to see if we can compost in space to alleviate the waste resources that are being sent back down into our landfills.
Composting in space could be key to making long-term space trips a reality, with worms helping to fertilize crops of space-grown fruits and vegetables. The students have lots to puzzle through before next spring's flight. How water reacts in a microgravity environment, whether worms will even be able to do composting in zero-G. And then there's the question of the worms surviving the tremendous vibrations that will accompany liftoff. But they think they've got that part of the mission figured out by putting the wormonauts inside a special container, almost in a state of suspended animation.
Having the worms in cold stow, so they'll be in cold storage. And our hopes is that they go dormant and that we have enough vibration insulators to help with that vibration.
This is an extremely rare opportunity for any school to get NASA to fly a student experiment aboard the space station. And it wouldn't have happened without the Center for Advancement of Science in Space, or CASIS. They held a national design challenge, and the proposal from Bell Middle School won.
Oh, I think it's amazing.
That's Jesse Swift, another key leader of the flight of the wormonauts. He teaches STEM engineering at Bell. He says it's been a powerful thing to see how this project has fired up the kids to work together on all the many components, from container design to flight patches.
I think it's really putting the learning in their hands, and they really are taking ownership of this project. It's not our project, it's the kids' project, and I'm really seeing the students take control of it.
Chance Grotwall is one of the students. He's part of the communications team attached to the flight.
Personally, I think it's just pretty cool. I mean, space has always been pretty fascinating to me. It's like, even though the world seems so big, there's still something infinitely larger out there, you know? And so I just figure it's pretty cool to be able to do this and have this opportunity to expand my learning.
Next spring's launch will be broadcast on Google Hangout. And if they can find a way, some of these Flight of the Wormonauts team members plan to be there to see it in person.
Second stage engine.
And that ignition confirmed.
The ignition confirmed.
Worms in space, I love it. Programs like the Hoffman Youth Center in Aurora can help keep kids active and engaged in a safe environment. Today we're doing crafts with yarn. You guys having fun?
Yes.
Safety for kids is important, of course, and at Aurora's Antelope Ridge Elementary, a 5th grade class is helping with that as they made a unique anti-bullying video that's getting international attention.
The video is silent, no dialogue, but even without words, the message comes through loud and clear.
Bullying is when someone is constantly picking on you just to get a reaction out. You don't want to constantly be doing it. That's why we created this video, because we want people to understand that little things can add up. If you call someone dumb every day, it's gonna start adding up.
Cherry Creek schools have been promoting a theme of Who's Your One district-wide. The students at Antelope Ridge Elementary School are supporting the anti-bullying message.
The concept is that It's not going to ruin your day to do something nice for somebody. Riley, are you working with Alex? There wasn't a lot of bullying happening, but more just not including everybody in class during classwork or at recess.
Dan Cuoco's 5th grade class embraced the concept and made a video. The students had no problem role-playing the bullies or the bullied.
They're really thoughtful and reflective about it, and that's a tough skill for a 10 or 11-year-old, but I think by making the video, they have kind of owned it more.
Some people are being left out. That's not making people feel good. It's just not really helping people include. So other schools should learn it and show the video.
The lesson of Who's Your One is also reinforced in the classroom with Share the Bear.
It's not magic, it's just good teaching. We have all the kids' names in a bucket, and they draw a name randomly. They write up a couple sentences about their student that they picked, and we talked about it doesn't have to be your best friend, someone you even really know. You should be able to find at least 1 or 2 nice things about that person. All right, Jack, are you ready to share the bear?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. This person is a really good person to everyone he knows. He's really good at basketball, he loves the Broncos, and he's a real good friend of mine. This person is Christian.
They pass the bear on to that person and they draw a new name. We do a class meeting every Friday, and I would ask them, who's your one, or what was the one thing you did, to remind them. And again, that might be a little thing for you to say yes, but it could mean a lot to that person. So we kind of started talking about who's your one and how it's not going to ruin your day to let someone who isn't your friend work with you for 10 minutes, or let someone who isn't your best friend play with you at recess.
Who's Your One may be getting more play than the playground. In 2 months, the YouTube video has had over 5,000 hits and in several countries.
One small gesture, one kind act can be the difference maker.
For Aurora News Weekly, I'm Jan Tracy.
Wow, having that message come from the kids has so much more impact. That's great. All right, from video to the stage, it's time to talk about theater. A beloved children's classic comes to the Arvada Center in a fun way. It's Charlotte's Web.
Attention everyone, I have an announcement.
Charlotte, Wilbur, and all the barnyard critters gather on the main stage this spring in the children's theater production of Charlotte's Web at the Arvada Center.
Charlotte's Web is about a spider who saves the life of a little pig. It's a classic book written in 1952. It's just a beautiful story about friendship and loyalty and how she goes about saving his life.
I want love. I want a friend. Someone will play with me.
He's a fun, curious little pig. He just loves life. He loves sleeping, loves eating, loves digging holes.
Soon little Wilbur must face reality, though.
He lives on a farm, so of course he's going to be bacon and ham someday.
In his first close call with such a fate, the wise barn spider Charlotte steps in to save him.
And she helps him through that process of realizing what's important in life and, teaching him a little bit about why you want to live your life to the fullest every single day and why friendship is so important.
While many dislike spiders in real life, the little arachnid in this story is loved and admired.
I think one of the things that E.B. White was saying here is, to most people, a spider would be an ugly little thing. And what he's saying is, you look beyond that, and you find you can touch a person's soul, and that is what makes you a good friend.
And as always, a production at the Arvada Center is built from the ground up by talented designers and artisans.
And what I love about the Arvada Center is that they don't skimp on the kids' shows. They are taken as seriously, the costumes, everything, just as an adult show.
Well, as you can see, I've got these wonderful arms that they actually move. When I'm spinning my web, if I just move a little bit, they do a lot of action. And then I've got this wonderful head, as you can see, with all the different eyes. It has lots of nice movement with the feathers.
Kira Lindsay, who plays Charlotte, and other actors had 3 weeks of offstage rehearsals in partial costumes to begin grooming their characters.
And in this production, I believe it's the best cast. I think of the best cast I've had here. They're wonderful.
Zuckerman's famous pig.
While many are familiar with the classic children's story, all are certain to enjoy how the tale unfolds in this fresh production at the Arvada Center.
My focus, quite honestly, is to tell a story, this particular story from literature, as honestly and with as much humor as I can, because in the end, the title character dies, which is very unusual for a kid's play. So, you know, no melodrama. It's matter of fact. On a farm, life and death are matter of fact.
Wilbur finally realizes that he needs to stop worrying about himself all the time. His final lesson from Charlotte is to really start caring for other people.
I hope that the audience falls in love with Charlotte, like I have. I think she has so much to teach and so much to share that, yeah, even though she's a scary spider, I hope that the whole audience, all ages, they fall in love with her because she's such a special creature.
My name is Charlotte. Charlotte what? Charlotte A. Cavatica. I'm a spider.
In conjunction with Children's Theater Productions, the Arvada Center also offers an Arts Day program for students and teachers. Arts Day combines a children's theater performance with another activity, such as a workshop, touring the art galleries, or meeting actors from the play. The fun and educational arts experiences are designed for preschool through high school. For more information, go online to arvadacenter.org and search Arts Day.
Stronger, healthier babies. It's what the March of Dimes is all about. Learn more about healthy babies at marchofdimesbaby.org. Stronger, healthier babies. Learn more about healthy babies at marchofdimesbaby.org.
If your kids are out and about, they may take light rail. Safety is important, and in Lakewood, kids are learning about that safety on the trains.
All aboard! Light rail has come to Lakewood, near your school and homes. It's exciting to have light rail nearby, and it can take you to fun places. To the Jefferson County Building in Golden, and all the way to downtown Denver to catch a Broncos or Rockies game. But wherever your adventure takes you on the light rail, it's important to stay safe, stay aware, and stay alive. But wait, before you get on the train, I want to tell you about some safety rules. Hi, I'm Fast Tracks Freddy. I am a light rail train for RTD. My brothers and sisters are also light rail trains, and together we help people get around town. I want to remind you all about the importance of safety when you are around the light rail. But first, let's take a look at what the light rail looks like and sounds like. Let's figure out how much a light rail car weighs. One light rail car weighs as much as A, 1 elephant, B, 7 elephants, C, 13 elephants. One light rail car weighs 50 tons. That's the same as 13 elephants. Now that's heavy. Now, let's see how fast the light rail moves. What's your guess? A light rail car can move A, as fast as a chicken, B, as fast as a bear, C, as fast as a lion. The trains can move up to 55 miles per hour. That's as fast as a lion. Something moving that fast and weighing that much can't stop very easily. Light rail can't stop as easily as a car. It actually takes a light rail train up to 2 football fields to come to a complete stop. That's quite a distance. And we're very quiet, a lot quieter than an actual train. That's why it's important to be alert and always look both ways, because we come in both directions and you may not always hear us. How can you tell if I am approaching? Lights will flash, bells will ring, and gates will lower. Now, let's make sure we know how to be safe around the light rail. We'll start with crossing the tracks safely. have to cross the tracks, only cross at designated crosswalks. Be sure to stay out of the street where cars cross the tracks and stay off of the gravel area. But wait, there's more. Once you find the crosswalk, you need to make sure it is safe to cross first. Always make sure you stop and look both ways before you cross, because there may be a train coming from either direction, or both. Remember, we're very quiet. When you see the gates being lowered and the flashing lights, stop. You need to wait for the train to pass. The gates to go all the way up, and make sure there isn't a second train coming from the other direction before you can safely cross the tracks. Otherwise, you could get seriously hurt. If you are halfway across the tracks when the bells start, continue across at a normal speed. And always remember to get off your bike, scooter, or skateboard before you cross the tracks. Wheels can get caught in the gap next to the track. Now let's go over some more safety rules. Never play near the light rail tracks or trains. You could trip and fall onto the tracks. Never walk on the light rail tracks. Switches on the tracks move automatically and can cause injury. Plus, walking along the light rail tracks is against the law. Keep yourself and all objects away from the overhead wires. Those provide electricity to make the trains go and are very dangerous, so keep away from them. And the most important safety rule of all is to always pay attention when you are near the tracks. Don't let your cell phone, headphones, texting, or game playing distract you. In fact, it's best not to use any of these electronics when you are near the tracks. When you're playing a game, listening to music, or looking at your phone, you won't hear or see us as easily. Now let's take a look at how to board the train safely. When you're waiting for the train, make sure you are standing behind the yellow safety line. Once the train has arrived and comes to a stop, you may board the train. Be sure to find a seat and stay seated during the ride. If you can't find a seat, hold on to the pole. And remember, enjoy the ride. Now that you know the safety rules, you can continue on to your destination, wherever it may be. And always remember, when you are around the light rail, stay safe, stay aware, and stay alive. For more information, visit www.rtd-fasttracks.com.
As young people grow into adulthood, there are new challenges to face. And although all students face challenges, the Denver Public Schools 18 to 21 transition program takes special beyond special needs.
No matter what you do for a living, listen closely. You can almost hear the makings of a song
and boom
in any day's work.
My favorite part would be getting to know the people.
How are you?
Great.
Right on, Connor.
Tina, wave to the world.
Connor Coleman is an office assistant at Rocky Mountain Human Services on the communications and development team.
As you can see, we're very mobile.
An important role.
Just being a part of their team.
Playing out an important verse toward Connor's career song.
Either being a street performer, which is, like dancing, or owning a record store.
But just like songwriting, life can get complicated. For Connor, high school was complicated.
He's grown up and he's become a man.
Bo Tobin is a teacher with the 18 to 21 transition program in Denver Public Schools. It supports DPS special education students who are already in college or in career training programs with community-based education, focusing on life, career, and study skills, as well as money management and adult literacy.
We all have special needs. You can throw all that out the window. Everybody wants to, make something of themselves.
For Connor, who has mosaic Down syndrome, his time with Bo was about building confidence with transportation,
where I'm supposed to go,
and within the workplace.
I think it's about exploring the possibilities that are out there for life beyond school.
Possibilities like college, something Chanel Clinton thought would be impossible.
Since I have a disability, I have a reading disability, yeah, I totally felt lost.
The 18 to 21 transition program, which also includes this study skills class, is helping to change that.
It's a blessing. I didn't expect it to be like this. It just seems like I was lost, and then they pointed me in directions, and I found a good path to walk on.
A good path.
I feel like I'm thankful
that's guided Connor to this harmonious place.
Being my own person and just being reliable, responsible, and really successful at life.
We sure hope you've enjoyed learning about some of the area's great programs for children. Our thanks to Aurora's Hoffman Youth Center in Utah Pool for having us. We'll see you next time on Connected Colorado.
When Old Man Winter moved in, right away we knew it would be an adjustment. It's just that we're a pretty small family, and he's, well, a Nordic folk legend. We're just used to different things. The constant cold temperatures, the bizarre habits. It's become pretty uncomfortable for all of us. But he's here till spring, so we're just trying to be patient. Really, really patient.
Hey, Sarah.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
Been doing like I taught you. Love the new tattoo, Sarah.
Dude, that's Sarah.
Who's
the girl in the pink shirt. That's the girl I was telling you about.
Theater 2 on your left. Hey, Sarah. What color underwear today?
Hey, Sarah. So when are you going to post something new?
Anything you post online, anyone can see. So think before you post.
Stronger, healthier babies. It's what the March of Dimes is all about. Learn more about healthy babies at marchofdimesbaby.org. Stronger, healthier babies. Learn more about healthy babies at marchofdimesbaby.org.
The next edition of Connected Colorado is all about kids and the school and community programs just for them. We'll look at some exciting projects, including an anti-bullying campaign by a 5th grade class, a children's theater production of Charlotte's Web, and some unique space travelers in the flight of the Wormonauts. Join me Thursdays at 8.